Welcome to SATV News. This is Tasina Yasmin with our headlines. Bangladesh and Uzbekistan agreed to develop trade relations. Both sides discussed to remove barriers. 11 dead as train hits tourist microbus at rail crossing in Chattogram. 2 others critically injured. Bangladesh Bank raises agriculture and rural loan disbursement target by 8.88% for financial year 23. Bangladesh, Uzbekistan agreed to develop a future trade relationship through private sector-led growth, encouraging mutual investment and addressing trade barriers for the greater benefit of the two nations. This was said in a joint statement after the third Intergovernmental Commission meeting on trade and economic cooperation between Bangladesh and Uzbekistan held at Intercontinental Hotel Dhaka on Friday. Bangladesh was led by Commerce Minister Tipu Munshi and the Uzbekistan side was led by Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Investments and Foreign Trade Jamshid Khodzaev. The statement says both sides discussed enhancing cooperation in various areas such as trade and economic cooperation, cooperation in textile, RMG, agriculture, foods and fruits sector, pharmaceutical sector, leather and footwear, and cooperation in tourism and transport sectors. Both sides agreed to work closely to identify and remove all sorts of trade barriers. Both sides agreed to study the possibility of the earliest signing of avoidance of the double taxation treaty. At least 11 people died and 2 others have been critically injured as a train hit a tourist microbus at a rail crossing in Mirsharai of Chattogram today. The tragedy occurred around 1:45 p.m. at the unmanned level crossing near Borotakia station of the Upazila. Hassan Chaudhry, Superintendent of Railway Police in Chattogram, confirmed the death toll. Official and local people said that the microbus tried to cross the rail crossing forcefully, ignoring the gateman's request. Witnesses said that the Chattogram-bound Mahanagar Probhati Express rammed into the microbus, dragging it several hundred meters down the railway track. On information, Mirsharai Fire Service personnel went to the spot and recovered 11 bodies and rescued 2 other passengers of the microbus and sent them to Chattogram Medical College Hospital. The victims were all residents of Yunus Nagar area under Chikondondi Union of Hathajari Upazila. They were on their way back after visiting Khayachhora waterfall. Bangladesh Railway formed a 5-member body to investigate the cause of the accident. Chattogram Divisional Transport Officer Ansar Ali has been made the convener of the probe committee. Bangladesh Bank has raised the agriculture and rural loan disbursement target by 8.88% to Dhaka 30,911 crore for the current 2022-23 financial year. The disbursement target for the immediate past 2021-22 financial year was Dhaka 28,391 crore. Considering the increased demand of agricultural and rural credit, disbursement target for the state-owned and specialized commercial banks has been fixed at Dhaka 11,758 crore, while the private and foreign commercial banks at Dhaka 19,153 crore. In the previous financial year, all the scheduled commercial banks disbursed agricultural and rural credit of Dhaka 28,834.21 crore against the target of 28,391 crore. To achieve the government's 3 prime objectives of SDGs, eradication of poverty, ensure safe and nutritious food, and ensure good health and well-being, Bangladesh Bank published the annual agricultural and rural credit policy and program for the financial year 2022-23 for mobilizing plenty of credit in the rural area yesterday. The policy will be helpful for the banks for financing the agricultural sector. International Tiger Day is being celebrated today to make people aware of the dangers and problems faced by tigers around the globe. Bangladesh has also chalked out some programs, including rallies, to mark the day. The cutting down of trees, which causes loss of habitat, illegal trading and hunting are some of the prime factors behind the declining population of the tigers. After years of decline, the number of tigers has seen a slight increase as the government has taken an immediate initiative to assess tigers' presence in the Sundarbans. The government has already updated its National Tiger Recovery Program effective from 2022 to 2034 with a target to double the tiger population in the Sundarbans. Pranay Kumar Verma, presently Ambassador of India to the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, has been appointed as the next High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh. The Ministry of External Affairs made the announcement on Friday. Verma is expected to take up the assignment shortly. He will replace the current Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Vikram Kumar Doraiswamy, who is expected to take over as Indian envoy to the UK. Verma joined the Indian Foreign Service in 1994 and has held diplomatic assignments in Hong Kong, San Francisco, Beijing, Kathmandu and Washington, D.C. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. You are watching SATV News. Now, news from abroad. Malaysia's lawmakers on Thursday unanimously passed a landmark bill to curb party hopping. More than 2 years after defections collapsed the Pakatan Harapan federal government and set off a period of political instability. All 209 MPs present in the parliament voted in favor of the bill that introduced several amendments to the constitution which will trigger a recall election or by-election every time an MP quits or switches political party. MPs elected as independents will also lose their seats should they formally join any party under the new legislation. Collectively known as the anti-hopping law, the new constitutional rules are now expected to be passed by the Senate. They could be gazetted as early as September, putting them in force before Malaysia faces its next general election, which must be held by September next year. Constitutional amendments need 2/3 majority to pass in the parliament. All 209 MPs present voted in favor of the bill. 11 MPs were absent and 2 seats are currently vacant in the 222-seat parliament. Two Indian Air Force pilots were killed when their twin-seater MiG-21 trainer aircraft met with an accident in Rajasthan of India. A twin-seater MiG-21 trainer aircraft of the IAF was airborne for a training sortie from Uttarlai Air Base in Rajasthan. Around 9:10 p.m., the aircraft met with an accident near Barmar. Both pilots sustained fatal injuries. The IAF deeply regrets the loss of lives and stands firmly with the bereaved families, the IAF said in a statement. A court of inquiry has been ordered to ascertain the cause of the accident. Russia has carried out deadly strikes across Ukraine as Kyiv stepped up its efforts to retake the occupied southern Kherson region. 5 people were killed and 26 injured when missiles struck the central city of Kropyvnytsky, officials said. 3 people died in Bakhmut in the east. Near Kyiv, 15 people were hurt at a military base. Ukraine's northern and southern regions were also hit. This comes as Ukraine seeks to isolate Russian troops in the country's south. A key bridge into the city of Kherson is out of action after Ukrainian forces struck it with long-range rockets supplied by the US. This makes it impossible for Russia to send deployments and weaponry over the Antonovsky Bridge. Now, sports. With a sweet memory of beating defending champions India 2-1, last-time runners of Bangladesh will play the Maldives in their third match of the five-nation SAF U20 Championship 2022 at the Kalinga Stadium in the Indian city of Bhubaneswar today. The match will kick off at 7:30 p.m. Bangladesh time. After the second match, Nepal and Bangladesh dominated the meet, securing full 6 points from straight 2 matches, while hosts India yet to open the account, losing their first match to Bangladesh. But in the goal differences, Nepal topped the list. In the remaining match, Bangladesh will face Nepal on August 2. Bangladesh made a good start in ongoing meet after beating Sri Lanka 1-0 in the first match, and they brightened their chance to reach the final, upsetting holders India by 2-1 goal in the second match. British pop giants Duran Duran headlined a glitzy Commonwealth Games opening ceremony in Birmingham on Thursday as more than 5,000 athletes braced for battle. Competitors from 72 nations and territories will be vying for medals in 19 sports over a jam-packed 11 days in the English Midlands. The opening ceremony at the revamped Alexander Stadium paid tribute to the industrial heritage of the city and celebrated the diversity of its modern makeup. Prince Charles arrived with his wife Camilla in his personal Aston Martin during a segment highlighting Birmingham's rich history of motor manufacturing. Nobel Prize laureate Malala Yousafzai, who moved to the city after surviving a Pakistan Taliban assassination attempt when she was 15, said every child deserves the chance to pursue her wildest dreams. Prince Charles declared the games open as Duran Duran got the party started to a backdrop of fireworks across the city. Before ending, we go through the headlines again. Bangladesh and Uzbekistan agreed to develop trade relations. Both sides discussed to remove trade barriers. 11 dead as train hits tourist microbus at rail crossing in Chattogram, 2 others critically injured. Bangladesh Bank raises agriculture and rural loan disbursement target by 8.88% for financial year 23. You're up to date with our top stories so far here on SATV. To know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.